Hey guys, how's it going? It is Drake. So I was fortunate enough to play the alpha for Champion Hill, Call of Duty Vanguard, and this was strange for me. Firstly, I'm not a controller player. I play on mouse and keyboard, and this was just kind of painful for a little while. So I've removed all of the ugly movement and the absolutely awful accuracy. You can see it right there. It's just a little bit painful for your eyes. So it is edited a little bit. I do cut out all of the middle stuff as well, like buying weapons and upgrading stuff. I show it here and there, but I feel like you've probably seen it already. So I wanted to just show maybe a few different angles of gameplay that you've not seen before. And ultimately, this gameplay, I really would love it if you stick around to the end, because my teammate, who I don't know, completely clutches up. They do a 3 versus 1 situation where we have no lives whatsoever, and we need to survive the time to go through to the next round. This guy managed to do it without us even saying a word, and it was wonderful. It did take the years back a little bit. I was enjoying it. So for those curious about the game, maybe you've not got the chance to play it, or you're just not in the PlayStation universe, or you're on PC and Xbox, this game feels good. It feels closer to Modern Warfare than it does the Cold War. The shooting feels very cinematic, and what I mean by that is when you shoot things, everything pops. Like the gunfire feels huge, the muzzle flash feels huge, things break around you. It feels very punchy, and it was really authentic and nice to play. But I don't know how that feels in like a competitive environment, right? That might feel a little strange to some of you guys. I enjoyed it, and for what it's worth, like I think this will suit Warzone really well, and I don't know, single player stuff will be fine. But multiplayer, they might have to tone it down a little bit. When it came to the actual gun feel though, the accuracy, and moving aside my inability with a controller, I actually think there's some mild issues with the weapon handling. This is an alpha, it doesn't matter. These things can change in the next couple of months. But for now, the guns do feel a little too recoily. But then again, this isn't a perfect setup. It's just an assumed setup. This is Champion Hill, so it's not my own personal class loadout. All those things will change, and as you guys know, people upload class loadouts all the time, so it's going to be really easy to find what suits you best. The maps themselves feel nice, and if the actual core maps, there's 20 at launch, the 4 maps included on Champion Hill, so there's 16 core multiplayer maps. If we have that at launch, and if it feels as good as this does, I think we're in for a good Call of Duty multiplayer session, because these maps felt really polished and really well designed. The destructibility and the environments, it doesn't feel too overdone. It doesn't feel in your face. It doesn't feel obtrusive like it would in something like a Battlefield. And I really enjoyed how it was implemented. Nothing felt overcumbered or just in your way. It just felt quite natural, right? Like it was situations I would find myself interacting in numerous times. It felt really well designed. So one of the big questions I think people will have is, should you feel optimistic for Call of Duty? Every single year we have the pros and the cons. We have people online saying one thing and another thing, and we just don't know what to think. I think ultimately people want to feel optimistic about Call of Duty. For a lot of people, it's their time of year when they just fall in love with the game, and it's consistent for them in a lot of ways. And I think this Call of Duty is actually going to stand the test of time. Every Call of Duty developer gets their moment in the sun. And for the guys at Sledgehammer, I don't really think they've had their best moment yet. World War II was, in my opinion, retroactively very good, and I feel like this might be a refinement of that. In the same way that Black Ops 2 was a refinement of Black Ops 1, and it's turned into people's legacy game, right? It's like their favorite game of all time. And in many ways, the same way people look back at Infinity Ward and they look at Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, this could be Sledgehammer's moment to shine, and their thing where they click with the fan base, they listen to people. And quite frankly, when it comes to World War II, there was a lot they did right. The gunplay felt quite refined. It was a middle ground between Black Ops and the older Call of Duty games. It felt really nice to play. One of the big criticisms of that game, of course, was it felt drab and just a little washed out, and that's all gone now. You can see things are a little more punchy, like the reds pop a little bit more, the green pops on the ground. Now, admittedly, I have juiced this up a little bit in After Effects and added a little bit of saturation for my own just taste and aesthetic, but the game didn't feel washed out when I was playing it, and I was playing it on a 144Hz monitor, which was 2K, and on my PlayStation 5 for what it's worth. I think we've got good reason to actually be excited about this game. It really feels like they've paid attention to what they did wrong in the past, and everything at the minute looks to be positive, especially with them introducing ranked play at launch, and they've got a good Champion Hill, this mini kind of co-op game mode. Everything's looking really positive for the game. I'm personally excited for it. I've already pre-ordered it. I don't usually pre-order games, but I'm feeling confident about this one. Like I say, every single developer, especially in Call of Duty, needs their moment in the sun. They need their 15 minutes. And I just feel like this time it could be right for Sledgehammer Games. I've had a lot of respect for the studio for a long time, and World War II really impressed me, especially with like the Destiny hub area, which I really hope comes back. I want to know from you guys in the comments down below, Is there anything that Sledgehammer's done that's really impressed you so far? Something from World War II or before that? Is there anything in Vanguard that you've seen that you think, okay, this could be the game. This could be really, really solid. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you want to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I'm still on track for 1,000 in this year. And other than that, enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
You smashed Team George. Struggle's over. Take a minute. Champion Hill victory.